Do it fully, do it well, do it now. Welcome to Weekly Wisdom. Ecclesiastes 9 and 10 says, "Whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. Do it fully, do it well, and do it now." First, do it fully. Whatever you do, do. If we were to stop that scripture right there, it would be enough. Whatever you do, do. If you are going to posture and position yourself to do the will and the purpose and the plan of God for your life, it's important that you fully commit to doing it. You will never accomplish what you do not fully commit to doing. So your first step is saying yes. Your first step is saying, I will go where you tell me to go. I will do what you tell me to do. I will say what you tell me to say, even if it doesn't make perfect sense to me, even if I can't see the whole picture. If I see enough to know what the next step is, I will commit to doing step one. Step two, step three, step four, they may fall into place, but whether they do or not, if I know this little aspect of what it is that you would have me to do, I'm going to commit to doing what I do know instead of floundering around and worrying about what I don't know. And many times what we do is we begin to hesitate on step one because we don't have the full picture. We don't know what's going to happen next. So we don't want to step out on faith because we don't know what's going to happen next. But that, my friends, is the point of faith. It is the ability to see what can't be seen. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So what it's requiring you to do, what your purpose, what your plan, what your success, what your future, what all of that rides on is your willingness and ability to take step number one, to do the thing that you do know. Many times we talk ourselves out of doing the thing that we do know because of those things that loom and lurk behind it that we don't know. We don't step into the known because we fear the unknown that is around the corner. But I want to challenge you today. Whatever you do, do. If you're going to do it, commit to it. If you're going to be a successful, whatever it is, occupation, vocation, if you're going to go after a goal, it is imperative, it is critical, it is important and crucial that you commit to doing the do. I wish you would just say it. I'm going to do the do. I'm going to do the do. Whatever you do, do. The scripture goes on and it begins to list to us 4 ingredients for success. It talks about work, planning, knowledge, and wisdom. Work, planning, knowledge, and wisdom. In order for you to be fully committed to accomplishing and doing the thing that you are called and purposed to do, you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to give yourself to the project, the initiative, the goal, the endeavor, the ministry, the book, the article, whatever it is that you are being called to do, the design, whatever it is that you are committing yourself to do, whatever you feel purpose to do, it's important that you will commit yourself to being willing to do the work necessary, the work entailed in bringing it from something that exists in your mind to existing in the realm of this world where it can be used and seen and processed and enjoyed, and it can be a tool that will equip others to do what they're attempting to do in their pursuit of purpose. But not just work. The next phase of it that's mentioned in the scripture is planning. Many times we go full steam ahead doing the work, but we haven't put in the adequate planning and preparation and research necessary to be able to successfully fulfill the project that we're attempting to launch. And so this scripture implores you not only to do the work, but to do the planning, to have a strategy. Many times we take efforts, we use our energy, we are willing and we're committed to work tirelessly at something, but we haven't done the work of framing the strategy, the purpose, and the plan so that we can make sure that our efforts produce how we would want them and need them to produce. Lastly, there is this combination of wisdom and knowledge. In order for us to do this work fully, we have to engage the wisdom and the knowledge that we have been blessed and fortunate enough to acquire over the course of life through our endeavors, through our failures and successes. We have learned how to know how to do this next phase of our life. We have acquired some wisdom. We have gained some knowledge in our past pursuits that will begin to aliven and quicken our abilities and our knowledge and our skills as we embrace and look forward to doing this next assignment that is before us. And so to do it fully, we must be willing to do the work, the planning, and also to engage the knowledge and the wisdom that we have collected through the journey of life that has got us to the point that we were at right now, so that we take every experience that we've had, both good and bad, and we use it and we make it a tool. We engage it as a tool to move forward in our next, so that we don't bump the head in the same way we did last time. We learned from our lesson. We learned from our failures. We learned from our successes. And so we have to come to the point where we fully invest in what has been invested in us. There are skills, talents, abilities, connections, influence, all of this that God has invested in us. People have invested their time, their talent, their energy. They've invested it in us so that we would be able to start where they left off. And it becomes our purpose, and we are implored to begin to invest in the investment that has been made in us, where we begin to use what we've learned, use what we know to accomplish something for the greater good, to positively impact our sphere of influence to make this world a better place. There is excellence in you. There is success in you. So I want to encourage you, stop talking yourself out of your greatness. It's in you. It's been poured into you. It's been developed in you. It's been nurtured in you. It has been invested in you. Stop talking yourself out with questions, with excuses, convincing yourself that you can't do anything that will make a difference, convincing yourself that you are inadequate, convincing yourself that you are less than. This is not true. You have been brought to the kingdom, to this world, for such a time as this. There's something in you that you can do like nobody else around you can do, because no one has your swag, your style, your flavor, or your flow. Secondly, I want to encourage you to do it well. Do it well. The scripture says, whatever you do, do well. If you are going to commit the energy, the time, the effort, the sacrifice into going through the motions and doing whatever it is that's before you to do, you might as well put in the extra effort to ensure that what you are doing well. This talent, skill, ability, influence, these things that have been invested in you, it implores you, it is wise of you, it is time for you to demonstrate the excellence that is in you. If you're going to take the time to do it, you might as well do it well. Lastly, this charge is to do it now. The scripture reads, whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. Don't procrastinate your success. We are working within the confines of a time limit as we live out our purpose on this world. There is not time to allow excuses or questions or low self-esteem to begin to hinder you from moving forward in what you have to do. We don't know how much time we have, but what we do know is the time is now for you to do what you are called to do. Don't delay with excuses and questions. Don't avoid your purpose because of your uncertainty of your abilities, because of your questioning of if you are good enough. It's not even about you. Make yourself a willing vessel and allow yourself to do the work that you have been born, created, and called to do. Hesitation is the enemy of initiation. And many times we hesitate and we say, wait, I don't know if I can do it. We pause and then we begin to over process and overthink, and we think ourselves out of action. We think ourselves out of initiating the business, out of initiating the book, out of activating and actualizing the plan that God has for our lives. Hesitation is the enemy of initiation. When you know what you're called to do, when you begin to feel that prompting, when you hear that voice, when you begin to feel like I'm supposed to do whatever it is that you're called to do, I implore you, do not hesitate. Go forward in what you're called to do. Begin to take the steps of walking it out. Excuses can wait. Questions even at times can wait. Take the first step, that movement of obedience, that movement of doing what you're called to do is going to begin to develop the momentum that you need to carry you forward into the actualization of your purpose and the plan and the will of God for your life. Hesitation is the enemy of initiation. Whatever you do, do well. For when you go to the grave, there will be no work or planning or knowledge or wisdom. So again today, I charge you, do it fully, do it well, and do it now. Thanks for joining us on Weekly Wisdom. Have a phenomenal week.